If you had to choose between good grammar and good pronunciation, which one would you pick? Now, I am not saying that grammar is not important, but it may come as no surprise for many people here. I would definitely choose pronunciation. And before you call me biased, let me explain myself first. I say this because grammar mistakes may not affect your intelligibility as much as a pronunciation mistake can and probably will. By merely changing my intonation, I completely change my intention. So if I say, "Can you take the scissors?" Well, that's more of a request. However, if I say, "Can you take the scissors?" that's more of a command. Mispronunciation can directly affect how effective your communication is. As teachers, it may not be in our hands how much exposure will the students have to the language. But we can change their motivation and we can raise their awareness on good pronunciation. And how can we do that? First of all, we can explain and persuade them on the importance that pronunciation has on good communication. And once and for all, we can debunk the myth that pronunciation means sounding like a native, because let me tell you something, honey, unless you're in the 1800s, this ship has sailed. Our goal is to make them communicate in an effective and realistic way. And we can also demonstrate that we care about their pronunciation and their progress. Because by doing these things, the student is more likely to notice and start to become aware of their own pronunciation. So if you don't want to become a student, or if you don't want your student to become that future a student that spends years and years and years studying English only to end up saying, cannot understand what they say, they speak too fast, then do not disregard teaching pronunciation, because it can and will change completely how your student sees English or listens to it.